When a tiny bird survives a snowstorm, we call it perseverance. When ants drag a heavy crumb together, we admire their teamwork. When a butterfly rises from a broken chrysalis, we see hope. But when a rat escapes a trap, most people feel disgust. We hear scratching inside the walls and imagine invasion, disease, filth. Yet the animal behind that sound may be evolution's greatest opportunist. Rats did not conquer Earth by being large, beautiful, or strong. They conquered it by noticing every opening humans accidentally created. This story begins not in a sewer, but in our perception. We praise resilience in animals we find charming, then condemn it in rats. But the same traits we fear are the traits that built their empire. To understand rats, we must look past disgust and follow opportunity. Rats belong to rodents, one of the oldest surviving mammal lineages. Their ancestors lived when dinosaurs still ruled forests, floodplains, and night. In that dangerous world, small mammals survived by hiding and adapting. Then an asteroid struck Earth and erased most living species. Many giants vanished, but the rodent strategy continued beneath the ruins. Small bodies, fast breeding, flexible diets, and caution became survival tools. After catastrophe, Earth rewarded creatures that could exploit broken worlds quickly. Rodents did not merely survive deep time, they multiplied through it. Today, rodents include more species than any other mammal group. Among them, rats became specialists in the art of not specializing. The black rat likely began its global story around ancient India. The brown rat is commonly traced to northern China and Mongolia. Neither species could cross oceans alone, yet both reached distant continents. The missing vehicle was not wings, fins, or migrations, but us. As humans built caravans, ports, ships, markets, and cities, rats boarded. Every grain sack became shelter. Every rope ladder became a coastline. Every ship leaving harbor carried more than sailors, cargo, and ambition. It carried passengers who needed only darkness, crumbs, and hidden space. That is how rats reached islands hundreds of miles from mainland. They arrived wherever human movement opened a crack in geography. To humans, this looked like contamination spreading through civilization's veins. To rats, it was simply new habitat appearing faster than evolution. They did not need to plan conquest, they only needed opportunity. And opportunity is the one resource humans produce endlessly around themselves. A lion survives by mastering meat, and koalas depend on eucalyptus. Rats survive because almost nothing edible is beneath their attention. Biologists call them opportunistic foragers, animals that feed on available chances. Stored grain, fallen fruit, insects, eggs, refuse, and pizza can work. In extreme scarcity, rats may even turn on other rats. That detail is brutal, but it reveals their central advantage clearly. They are not loyal to a menu, they are loyal to survival. A Subway slice becomes calories, and calories become another night alive. A ship pantry becomes a continent, if the ship reaches shore. On remote islands, a few rats can destabilize fragile ecosystems fast. Bird eggs, chicks, seeds, and insects may suddenly face unfamiliar predators. Conservationists see disaster because island species often evolved without rat defenses. But biologically, the same event shows astonishing flexibility under impossible conditions. Dropped into nowhere, rats search, test, eat, hide, and reproduce. Their empire is not built on dominance, but on instant adjustment. That adjustment becomes most visible during winter in human cities. When snow buries streets, many animals migrate, hibernate, or disappear. Rats do something more unsettling. They move closer to us. Sewers stay warm, basements hold heat, and trash continues decomposing. Steam vents become campfires, wall cavities become shelters, kitchens become landscapes. They do not demand perfect habitat. They edit imperfect habitat quickly. If warmth cannot be found, rats manufacture it through bodies. They cluster into tight sleeping piles, conserving heat through contact. Urban rodentologists sometimes describe these piles as dense, basketball-sized rat balls. The image is unpleasant, but the engineering is beautifully efficient. Where one rat might freeze, many rats can become a furnace. Their bodies are shaped for entering the hidden architecture of cities. A rat's pointed face ends in a powerful, investigative nose. That nose searches cracks, seams, pipes, roots, bricks, and pavement. Behind it, sensory whiskers measure spaces faster than eyesight could. Rats probe a boundary, withdraw, probe again, and decide instantly. Every exposed second increases their danger from cats, hawks, and humans. Speed is not just convenience. Speed is the price of survival. Their shoulders help too, because rat clavicles are unusually permissive. They can squeeze through openings limited mostly by skull width. A hole near the size of a coin can become a doorway. To a rat, a city is not solid, it is porous. Every building contains invisible highways if you have the right body. And rats have exactly the body that human construction accidentally rewards. Yet physical flexibility alone does not explain why eradication keeps failing. Humans have poisoned, trapped, crushed, drowned, and hunted rats for centuries. Often, a population seems broken until it rebounds from survivors. Warfarin once looked like a devastating answer to rat populations. It disrupted blood clotting, turning feeding behavior into a delayed death. But some rats carried genetic variations that helped them resist it. When vulnerable rats died, resistant survivors reproduced and reshaped the population. Newer anticoagulants followed, and resistance has appeared in some areas again. This is evolution, compressed into basements, alleys, farms, and city blocks. Rats reproduce quickly enough for selection to become visible on human timelines. A female can produce litters every several weeks, under favorable conditions. Many young die, but enough survive to keep populations explosive. That reproductive speed turns every failed eradication into a genetic experiment. Poison teaches biology, which bodies can survive the next campaign. Traps teach something different, because rats can learn from danger. A rat that witnesses another rat trapped may avoid similar objects. One close call can turn metal, bait, and placement into memory. This is cognitive flexibility, not mindless infestation or blind instinct. They update behavior in real time, while humans update control methods. The war becomes a feedback loop between human pressure and rat learning. Every trap is not just a weapon, it is information. That information spreads through avoidance, caution, and sometimes social observation. We imagine rats as filthy individualists, each one surviving alone. But laboratory research has complicated that easy villain story about rats. Rats can free trapped companions, even when treats are available elsewhere. Some studies show rats sharing food or helping distressed cage mates. They do not understand kindness exactly as humans describe it. But their behavior still looks like social motivation under controlled conditions. In some experiments, rats chose helping another rat surprisingly often. That suggests survival may sometimes be strengthened by cooperation, not selfishness. Social living helps rats locate food, learn hazards, and endure stress. In a hostile world, a group can become another survival organ. This matters because we usually reserve admiration for prettier animals. We admire ants for cooperation, birds for perseverance, and wolves for loyalty. But rats show persistence, learning, cooperation, and toughness without earning affection. Our disgust edits the story before science has finished telling it. Rats are not noble heroes, and they can damage ecosystems severely. They spread pathogens, contaminate food, and create real public health problems. But reducing them to filth blinds us to their biological lesson. The rat is a mirror held up to human civilization. It thrives because our cities leak warmth, food, water, and shelter. It travels because our trade routes stitch the planet together. It resists because our poisons create new evolutionary filters for survival. It learns because danger changes and survival belongs to flexible minds. It cooperates because even toughness can become stronger inside a group. Rats did not conquer Earth by defeating humans in open battle. They conquered by becoming the shadow species of everything humans built. Where we store grain, they find dinner. Where we build walls, they find tunnels. Where we declare victory, they wait for the overlooked survivors. Their conquest is quiet, nocturnal, brown-gray, and almost embarrassingly practical. It is written in claw marks, droppings, chew lines, and rebounds. The more we try to erase them, the more adaptive they appear. Perhaps the problem is not that rats lack any sense of wonder. Perhaps the problem is that we only grant wonder to beauty. Because beneath the disgust is a mammal that reads opportunity ruthlessly. And in a changing world, that may be the most powerful talent. Rats conquered Earth by thriving exactly where nobody wanted them to survive.